Why do you work? Well, I think this is a great question and probably not one that we spend enough time thinking about. Of course, we always relate work with money. We're exchanging our time, our energy, and our expertise for money. And what we do with that money, the first thing we do with that money is we put a roof over our head and that of our family. So we can equate work in this context with survival. But what about thrival, if there is such a word? I think we should spend some time looking at the boxes we can tick for thriving through our work. When we work, we have the opportunity to learn new things, to test our thoughts, to test our skills, to be stimulated. It helps us to discover who we are. What do we like to do? What don't we like to do? If we don't have the opportunity to contribute and do at work, we will never know. Something else you can discover at work is the difference between your strengths and your passions. You can be really good at something, but not love it. So there is a distinction between what you're good at and what you're passionate about. So as you're working through your day, I want you to start thinking about which parts of your job really light your fire, not just what am I good at. On the whole, most of what we do at work is really not that sexy. I like to talk about the iceberg principle, and I think about my own work. Probably only the top 10 to 15% of what I do is what the public gets to see. If somebody had to come and job shadow me, I think they would be pretty darn bored watching me in front of a screen, doing research, writing up quotes and proposals, making phone calls. That's not the sexy part of my job, and I think most jobs are like that. A lot of hard work that goes unseen is what makes up the fabric of most jobs. So what we love is actually in the detail of our job. If we don't love the detail, the what of our job, it's not going to help us to discover and enjoy our purpose. There's so much talk about purpose, finding your purpose in this world. But actually, jobs boil down to the nitty-gritty of the grind that we go through every single day. And in the words of the internationally renowned researcher, Marcus Buckingham, we need to be searching for our red threads, the things that light our fire in the tiny little details of our work every day. And if you get to use some of your red threads in your job every day, you will be happy. If you get to use none of your red threads on a daily basis, that is cause for great concern. So red threads should make up probably about 20% of your work every single day. The rest of the stuff that might not actually light your fire 1,000%. It's stuff that has to be done to enable you to enjoy the process of using and experiencing your red threads. Red thread moments are those moments where you lose track of time, where the world goes by, where you get so immersed in what you're doing that nothing else matters. I want you to keep a lookout for those red threads. Another great reason for working is that you get to contribute to something way bigger than yourself. You get to do meaningful work. And we as human beings like to contribute to something that is bigger than us, something that we couldn't do alone. So what are you doing that is meaningful? How are you helping to build something that you couldn't build all by yourself? Are you building something that is going to leave a legacy that is really meaningful to you, that you can talk to your grandchildren about one day and say, you know, I was instrumental in putting that together, this process together, that product together, that new way of doing things. And a final reason for working as part of a team is that we were not born to travel alone. This sense of togetherness, of having a common purpose with other people, of working towards a common goal, is so inherently part of being a human being, of feeling part of a bigger crowd, of a bigger number, of making a contribution, making sure that our small part makes for a bigger whole. As a human being, you are driven by a need to contribute and a need to matter. It's all an exchange, whichever way you look at it. Are you just surviving through work, or are you ticking the boxes for thriving too? Let's go back to the question I asked you at the beginning of this video. Why do you work? If this content resonated for you, let's connect and continue the conversation to see how I can help you and your team to thrive. And do hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my future insights.